I'm here in front of the Babirusa exhibit with Sam, who's a primary keeper for one of our new arrivals. We had a piglet born May 14th of this year. And Sam, that was a pretty good day. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. So tell us, when did you discover the piglet?
It was actually the morning that we came in. We knew that she was pregnant. Actually, one of our other keepers here did a phenomenal job, and we were able to ultrasound mom. So we knew that she was with child, and we luckily we knew kind of when they had bred. So we had pinpointed kind of a general time frame of when she'd be having the baby. So we were just checking on them every morning, and we came in, and there he was.
They only have litters of maybe 1 or 2 piglets, very small. And this is an endangered species that lives in the islands in Malaysia, and actually means hog deer if you translate it, the literal translation for Babirusa. An interesting animal that it can actually swim. It swims great distances. And the tusks on the males not on exhibit right now, actually are a defense as well as an offense for the animal. They help the animal fight. But this little piglet's been a lot of fun, I would imagine. And how much does he weigh right now?
We weighed him a couple of weeks ago, and he weighed 8 pounds at that time, although he's been growing very quickly, so he probably weighs close to 15 at this point. When he's full grown, though, he'll weigh about 220 pounds.
That's a lot. And still nursing from mother. And how long will he nurse from mother?
They're actually really precocial, which means that they eat solids really early on. So he's already eating solids. We saw that at about 2 weeks of age, that he was starting to eat some of mom's diet. He'll nurse until he's about 6 months old, and then at that time he'll be completely into solids.
Okay. And what is the typical diet for the adults?
They get a kind of an herbivore diet. In the wild, they would eat a lot of leaves and plants and things like that. So they get kind of a grain that we call herbivore here at the zoo. They are also very, very motivated for fruit. So they get things like carrots and sweet potatoes and apples and oranges and banana. And then as a treat, one of their favorites is absolutely peanuts.
Very interesting. Well, in the wild, they're coming under pressure primarily because of hunting, but also deforestation, which is now opening up for us and making them more vulnerable for hunters. So this is a species we call SSP species survival plan, and we intensely manage the species in North America to ensure that we have 90% genetic variability 100 years from now. So every breeding we do is to that matrix. And so this little boy here will end up being in a breeding situation as he grows up and gets to that whopping 200 plus pounds. So any unique parts about managing the species?
It's been a challenge. The mom that we have out here, Myrtle, who's kind of behind us, when she came in, she had never really been by herself before. She was always with her mom for a couple years before she came here. She came in from the Audubon Zoo in Louisiana. And she, unfortunately, because she had never really been by herself, she was very, very nervous, especially of new things. So that's definitely been a challenge for us, is making sure she's really comfortable, to make sure that the piglet is very comfortable with us as well.
Right, so you've actually introduced the mother and the piglet to this other adult female, which they do live in groups like that. And that's not as easy as it sounds. Now, you talked about training for ultrasound. You kind of glossed over that. How did you train this animal to stand for ultrasound?
Actually, they really like to be scratched, which is very good for us. So basically one of our keepers just got her comfortable coming over, and we would scratch her, and while we were ultrasounding her with the wand, we would just kind of scratch her at the same time. And they actually kind of go into like a semi kind of trance where they're not really completely aware of what's going on. They're just so happy that they're being scratched. They kind of just mellow out, and that was really useful for us. And then, of course, once we're done with the behavior, we want to reward it. So, of course, she'd get some kind of food like peanuts or grapes, which are some of their favorite treats.
Well, again, Sam makes it sound very easy, but the staff here works very hard at training these behaviors because it benefits the overall management of a species like this. So the next time you come to Lowry Park, take a hard left when you walk in the gate and look for that first exhibit on your right, and that's the Babirusa exhibit.